Hi guys, it's Kelly Shalal from Hungry Hobby, and today we're here making my pork Carnitas. I'm gonna make them in the slow cooker today, but I have instructions for both the Instant Pot and slow cooker. So let's get after it. I've got my just about 4.3 pound pork butt, boneless, from Butcher Box. You can also use a 5.6 or 5 to 6 pound bone-in one. And I've already mixed all my seasonings in here. Well, I've put them in here, but it's 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna read them to you because it's faster than me like doing it in person. 2 teaspoons dried oregano, 2 teaspoons coconut sugar, 1 teaspoon dried basil, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon chipotle pepper powder, 1 tablespoon sea salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. So I've got that here. And I used smoked paprika, but you can use regular paprika too, but the smoked is nice. It adds like another smoky flavor to it. So what we're gonna do now is literally just rub this seasoning all over this. And yes, you will get your hands messy. That is the goal. So I combined all the seasonings first, and then I'm gonna rub it all over. And you wanna try and get all the crevices. So put it on the side. I usually do the end part where the fat is last, just because that part's gonna come off eventually, so I don't want to waste all my seasonings on it because it's gonna melt off as it cooks. So once this is totally covered, next thing we're gonna do is pop it into the pan to brown it really fast. All right, so now we're gonna brown the pork butt now that it's been all seasoned. Obviously, the advantage to having an Instant Pot here is that you can actually brown it in the Instant Pot, but like I said, I'm using the slow cooker today, so I have to wash 2 dishes, unfortunately. So this is 1 tablespoon of avocado oil going in. This is my avocado oil. I get it at Costco. It's insanely cheap for this large amount. Avocado oil holds up really nicely under high heat, so that's why I use it, especially for this type of thing. So we're gonna brown it about 1 to 2 minutes on each side. I'm gonna start actually not on the fatty side, but on the meaty side. Okay, so I can pretend like I actually use forks to flip my meat, but I don't. So now it's on its side. Do it another 1 to 2 minutes on its side. Okay, now it's hot, so we'll flip it with forks. Okay, we'll flip it one last time. You can see it's nice and brown. I'm not trying to burn it, just trying to brown it. And then after this, we'll take it over and get it ready to put in the slow cooker. Now, you need to declove. This entire head of garlic is gonna go into the pork butt. We're actually gonna like slice the pork butt and put it in there. But in the meantime, you need to get all the cloves out of 1 head of garlic, at least 12 cloves. So if you're getting kind of big cloves, you might need more than 1 head. And I will show you how there's lots of ways to get garlic out of the shell, but I'll show you how I do it. We got them all uncloved. So what I do is take a piece of garlic, press the flat end of a knife down on top of it to crush it. And then after that, it's super easy to just peel off the layers, and now you have your garlic. So next step is to peel all of these out. I'll do one more for you. And it's okay if they come apart like that one just did. Totally fine. Okay, so now all the garlic is out of its shell, and I'm gonna make slits in the pork butt to actually stick the garlic in. So you'll make a slit like that, and I like to make a few on each side, but I'll just do the top to kind of give you an idea. And then you'll just stick the garlic down in it. Now keep in mind, you only browned the meat, so what's in there is still raw. So it can be kind of tough to cut into, but you just need enough to stick that garlic in. Okay, so now that the pork butt is totally stuffed with garlic, we need a sliced onion to go in the slow cooker with the pork butt. Okay, so I'm gonna slice the onion, peel the outer, chop it in half, peel the outer layer. The tightest wrapped onion I've ever seen in my life. Okay. And then just slice. We're throwing it right in the slow cooker. Okay. All right, so we got our slow cooker here. And in the slow cooker, we're gonna add 1 cup of water. And then our fabulous browned garlic stuffed. I'm gonna turn it over. Pork butt. And then on top of that, all the sliced onions. Yeah, this is how I cook for real people, so I'm not even gonna edit that out. And then the secret sauce, which is the juice of 1 to 2 limes. Now the limes that I got are kind of big, so we'll probably just do 1, but what I do is I squeeze it. Well, they're not very juicy apparently, so I squeeze it all over. Yeah, not very juicy, maybe we'll use 2. But the key here is take this rind, leave it in there. And then another one, the other half. So I'll probably leave both these halves in here, but then I'll juice this other one, but not actually put the rind in there because we don't want things to be like crazy limey, which I've definitely made the mistake in this recipe before, so we don't want to do that. In fact, I think 1.5 is good. So you can judge it by how much liminess you like and also how juicy your limes were. This one was really juicy, those 2 were not. So now it's ready, we'll put the lid on it and we'll come back in 4 to 6 hours on high or 6 to 8 hours on low. I'm gonna do high because I don't ever plan ahead. So there's that. Hello guys, all right, it is the end of the day. I put the pork in at 1 o'clock and pulled it out at about 6 o'clock, so about 5 hours later on high. When I pulled it out, it was so tender that it like broke apart. That's how tender you want your pork to be when you pull it out of the slow cooker or Instapot. So this is the same cutting board that I used earlier, but I have washed it since then because you don't want to use like cooked meat on raw surfaces that you put raw things on. Just little cooking safety 101. But anyways, I'm gonna use this cutting board to shred the meat. Now the meat still within the center will be tougher than the meat on the edges, but it should all be pretty easily shreddable with a fork. And then what I'm gonna do is discard any like fatty pieces, which if you remember when we were first prepping the pork butt, there was a whole big long like fatty area. See, here's one, and that we'll want to discard. So I'm gonna leave the garlic, so you can see there's pieces of garlic there, but we'll leave that and we'll just go through and shred all of this, and I'll pop back on once it's all shredded and you can see it. Okay, so I'm almost done here. I switched to using my hands because it's a lot easier. So I'll show you in a second. In front of this, I have a sheet pan, and the sheet pan is where I put all the meat. And then what we're gonna do is actually pop the sheet pan under the broiler for, I don't remember how long it takes. least 5 minutes, if not longer. And we're gonna crisp up the meat, and that makes all the difference. And I don't count this as like you're doing another dish because, well, there's foil over it. You just barely have to rinse it. So, I think I've got all the meat. Always go for a second round through your little fat pile and make sure you got all the meat, because you will inevitably have mixed up some. But I already kind of checked through this before I turn the camera back on. So, I think we're good. So let me change that out so you can see. Oh. So this is gonna go under the broiler now, and all these top pieces are gonna crisp up. I did not put any oil on the pan because this is pork, so it's gonna be naturally more, you know, those, even though we took out the fat, like there's still gonna be fat in here that will go onto the pan, so you really don't need any like oil on the pan. And now I'm just shredding the kind of bigger pieces that I see. So the pieces that kind of didn't get fully shredded before I pop it in there, I'm gonna shred these bigger pieces. I think that looks pretty good. This is literally one of my favorite recipes on the blog. Hands down, one of my favorite recipes on the blog. Mr. Hungry is standing over there waiting for this to come out of the oven because he's super excited. Favorite recipe. Okay, this is going in the oven. Here we go. Now we just wait. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to cook, I wanted to mention a few things. So one, if you want to freeze the meat, which is what I did before my maternity leave, freeze it before you crisp it. So don't actually crisp it. And what you'll do is, if you notice back there, my slow cooker is still going and it's full of all the broth. So what you want to do, take all that shredded meat, let it cool, then put it in a freezer safe container like glass bowl or freezer bag, etc. And then separately freeze some broth, because the freezer will cause the meat to dry out a little bit. So you want to freeze some broth, but don't make the mistake I did. Don't fill the broth container all the way up. I used a mason jar, which is fine. You can freeze glass, but don't fill it all the way up because liquid does expand when freezing. So that was a mess. So just halfway up, halfway of your container, and make room for the expansion. And then when you defrost it, you can actually defrost the meat, defrost the broth. Then you'll pop the meat into the oven like it is now, crisp it up, toss it with some broth again just to get the juiciness back in, and you're good to go. So that's kind of how you freeze it. So in a second, this is gonna come out of the oven and I'm gonna show you the deliciousness. You guys ready to see the finished product? It's out of the oven and ready. Here we go. Ah, should pay for some music to put in there. That's about as crispy as I would want it, so make sure you watch it when it's under the broiler. But the nice thing is there's all the yummy broth with the limes in it and the onions to pour on top of it and use however you want to use carnitas, either tacos or burritos or in a bowl. I have a meal prep salad recipe that you could use, but it's delicious. Literally our favorite recipe. So please, please enjoy. And, oh, I forgot to show you. I have another half of lime, so you can always slice that up there and, you know, sprinkle it on top or put little wedges on top for people to, if they want more lime. But that's usually what the broth is for, and it's delicious. Enjoy.